Let's cut through the surface level nonsense for a moment. Most people do not have a confidence problem. They have a safety problem. They do not lack belief in themselves, but they do lack a nervous system that feels steady enough, that feels regulated enough, that feels safe enough to let them show up, as who they actually are. And the part that no influencer, no coach, no glossy self-help quote wants to say is that you cannot mindset your way into confidence while your body is bracing for impact. You cannot repeat affirmations while your chest is tightening. You cannot just be bold when every cell in your body is preparing for rejection. That is not confidence. That is survival. You know these phrases people love to throw around, like, believe in yourself. Just speak your truth. Stop caring what people think. Beautiful words, but let me ask you something. How are you supposed to believe in yourself when your childhood taught your nervous system that being seen is not safe? How are you supposed to speak your truth when the moment someone turns their attention toward you, your breath gets shallow, your heart speeds up, and your body thinks you are under threat? How are you supposed to stop caring what people think when your entire identity was shaped in environments where approval equaled safety and disapproval equal danger? This is not a confidence issue. This is biology. Confidence is not a mindset. It is not a personality. It is not a talent. It is not even a belief. Confidence is a nervous system that isn't in fight or flight. Confidence is a body that no longer thinks visibility equals danger. Confidence is what rises naturally when your system realizes, I am allowed to exist here. I am safe to be seen. I don't have to perform for belonging anymore. Not perfect. Not impressive, not noise-making or attention-grabbing, just safe. And that is where this episode begins. Because I'm not interested in getting you to fake it till you make it. I'm not here to give you a script for pretending to be confident. I'm not here to help you build a version of yourself that your body cannot sustain. I'm here to help you understand why your confidence keeps collapsing and how to rebuild it from the inside out, and in a way that your nervous system can actually hold. So let this be the moment right here, right now, where we stop treating confidence like a performance and start understanding it for what it truly is. Your biology, your psychology, and your self-trust finally aligning in the same direction. This is the kind of confidence that doesn't waver, the kind that doesn't crack under pressure, the kind that doesn't disappear when someone criticizes you, the kind that isn't loud, but undeniable, the kind that rises not from hype, but from truth. Your confidence issues have nothing to do with confidence. Not your success, not your looks, not your skill set, not your personality, not your resume, not your achievements. Most people walk around thinking, if I just fix this, if I just achieve that, if I just change how I show up. But that is not why you don't feel confident. Your lack of confidence didn't begin in adulthood. It didn't begin when you failed something. It didn't begin when someone rejected you. Your confidence was shaped long before you had language for it. Let me break this down for you with clarity and a little bit of compassion. Confidence is shaped by your first environment. This is psychology. This is somatics. This is Alfred Adler. This is Donald Winnicott. This is Gabor Mate. Adler, he famously said that a child learns to believe in themselves by being believed in. So if your caregivers were inconsistent, if they were overwhelmed, emotionally unavailable, or simply unable to attune to you, your nervous system didn't learn confidence, it learned vigilance. And Winnicott, the psychoanalyst who studied the mother-infant bond, said something profound. He said that a child becomes real in the gaze of a mother who sees them, not physically looks at them, but sees them. And if you were not mirrored, if your emotions were not held, if your voice did not land in a safe place, then your developing nervous system concluded that it is safer to stay small. It is safer to hide. It is safer not to take up any space. And not because anything was wrong with you, but because your environment taught you that visibility was risky. So confidence isn't the ability to shine. It is the nervous system permission to exist. Confidence collapses when you have been criticized more than you have been celebrated. And this is not weakness. This is literally how the brain wires itself. The amygdala, the fear center, it stores emotional memories with far more weight than positive ones, okay? So this is called negativity bias, and it is not a flaw. It is evolution. If you grew up being corrected more than encouraged, if you were taught to be better, to do better, or to not make any mistakes, to not embarrass the family, your system doesn't fear failure. It fears shame. And Brené Brown talks about shame, and she puts it like it is the fear of disconnection. So when you stand up to speak or express a boundary or show who you are, your body isn't reacting to the present moment. It is reacting to stored emotional memory. Like, if I get this wrong, I will lose connection. So confidence doesn't collapse from lack of belief. It collapses from the expectation of shame. And a third point is that confidence disappears when your body expects rejection. This one is pure neuroscience. If your childhood gave you inconsistent affection, if love was unpredictable, if attention came with conditions, if approval was earned rather than given, your attachment system learned rejection is coming. Stay ready. So, as an adult, you're not preparing for success. You are preparing for danger. So when someone looks at you, your breath shortens and your shoulders lock and your stomach tightens and your voice gets smaller. And not because you are nervous, but because your nervous system remembers the cost of being visible. And Gabor Mate says that a child will sacrifice authenticity for attachment every time. But adulthood asks you to reclaim that authenticity. And your body doesn't yet know how. And this is why confidence feels like a battle. Not because you are broken, but because your body is still trying to keep you alive using outdated survival strategies. And the fear beneath all fear is being seen, but not chosen. Let's name the truth we all try to avoid. Most people don't fear being seen. They fear being seen and then not chosen. They fear exposure without acceptance, visibility without validation, and authenticity without belonging. This fear isn't vanity, it is primal. For thousands of years, rejection meant death. Being cast out of the tribe was literal danger. Your nervous system still holds that history. So when you say, I'm scared to speak up, I'm scared to be myself, I'm scared to try, I'm scared to be visible, you are not scared of failure. You're scared of abandonment. You are scared that if someone sees the real you, it won't be enough. So what is confidence? It is not, I am amazing. It is not, I never doubt myself. It is not, I always know what I am doing. No. True confidence is something quieter, deeper, more stable. Like, I can handle whatever happens because I trust myself. And that is not a personality trait. That is not a mindset. That is not a skill. That is a nervous system pattern. That is a regulated response, a somatic truth. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is not performative. Confidence is not adrenaline disguised as power. Confidence is your biology saying, I am safe. I belong to myself. No matter the outcome, I know how to return to my center. When your body learns that, confidence stops being something you chase and starts being something you are. Confidence isn't personality. Confidence isn't extroversion. Confidence isn't hype or charisma or loudness. Confidence is coherence. Coherence between your breath, your heartbeat, your nervous system, and your internal narrative. Coherence between your biology and your truth. And here's the part most people never learn. Confidence is not a thought you think. It is a state that your body enters. And this isn't poetry, this is physiology. So I want you to take you a bit further down into the science of this. So first off, the nervous system is the one deciding that confidence before your mind does. And the founder of the polyvagal theory, Stephen Porges, he showed that your body has 3 primal states. The first state is safety, where you can have a social engagement. And the second one is a fight or flight. And then you have the third one, which is shutdown and collapse. And here was wild. Your body shifts into these states before your mind forms a thought. So your nervous system scans for cues of safety every millisecond, like facial expressions, tone of voice, posture, energy. And if your system perceives safety, you feel grounded, you feel open, you feel expressive. But if your system, on the other hand, perceives threat, you lose access to the clarity and voice and presence. And that means that confidence collapses the moment your body detects a danger, even if the danger is just unfamiliar attention. And this is why believe in yourself doesn't work. Your biology must believe in you before your mind can. Confidence increases when the body enters ventral vagal regulation, and this is the state of safety. And science shows that when your ventral vagus nerve is activated, your breath deepens, your facial muscles soften, your voice becomes fuller, your vision widens, and your prefrontal cortex, your logical, confident brain, that turns back on. And this is the embodied signature of confidence. Not adrenaline, not bravado, not faking it until you make it, but this, your system whispering internally, I am safe. When you are in this state, confidence isn't something you create. It is something that emerges. Did you know that heart-brain coherence makes you appear more confident and also feel more confident? And this is actually one of the most fascinating findings in somatic science. The HeartMath Institute discovered that your heart sends more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. So when your breath is slow and regulated and rhythmic, your heart begins to beat in a coherent wave pattern. And this coherence influences your brain waves, which creates more focus, like a calmer decision making and more emotional stability and the deeper presence. And this is something that people unconsciously pick up on. This is why someone who is quiet but coherent feels powerful and feels grounded and very magnetic the moment they enter a room. And this is why someone who is loud but dysregulated feels chaotic. Confidence isn't volume. Confidence is coherence. And the foundation of real confidence is feeling yourself from the inside. And this is called interoception. And a neuroscientist called Antonio Damasio said that the body precedes the feeling, and the feeling precedes the thought. And your sense of self, and therefore your sense of confidence is built on interoception. And that is your ability to feel your breath, to feel your heartbeat, to feel your posture, to feel your gut sensations. And people who cannot feel themselves cannot trust themselves. And people who cannot trust themselves cannot feel confident. This isn't character. This is neurobiology. When you deepen your interoceptive awareness through breath work, grounding, somatic practices, slow movement, your body becomes a place you can actually inhabit. And when you inhabit yourself, confidence becomes your baseline. Trauma physiology explains why confidence collapses in the body and not the mind. And you have probably heard the famous quote, "The body keeps the score," by Bessel van der Kolk, and if not by someone else, probably by me in another episode. But that quote, "The body keeps the score," it also keeps your confidence score. If your body associates visibility with danger, or attention with chaos, or speaking up with punishment, your confidence will collapse no matter how much mindset work you do. Because trauma wires the body for protection. It doesn't wire it for expansion. Your biology is not trying to hold you back, but it is trying to keep you alive. And this is why your throat closes, your breath stops, your hands sweat, your mind goes blank, your voice gets small. This is not insecurity. This is physiology. And physiology can be rewired. Remember that. Can be rewired through the body. Let me paint out a picture of a regulated confidence system for you. Shoulders dropped, jaw relaxed, breath low and wide, heart rhythm coherent, voice steady, presence grounded. This is what confidence feels like, not just what it looks like. Your inner dialogue shifts from "don't mess up" to "I can handle this." And your body shifts from "danger, danger, danger, danger" to "hey, we're okay." And your presence shifts from "look at me, here, look at me," to "I'm here." And that energetic shift is what people read as confidence. Not noise, not dominance, not extroversion, regulated presence. Confidence does not come from believing in yourself. Self-belief is the outcome. Confidence comes from feeling safe in your own body. When your biology supports you, your psychology expands. When your biology supports you, your psychology expands, your energy expands, your voice expands, your magnetism expands, and you finally stop performing confidence and you start embodying it. Because confidence is not something you do. Confidence is what naturally rises when your nervous system is no longer at war with your truth. You probably want me to talk about how to actually build real confidence. I will, but not the Instagram version, not the say 3 affirmation version, not the just be brave version. I am going to talk about confidence that lives in your fascia, confidence you can feel in your chest, confidence your nervous system believes and not just your mind. Because you and we both know that you can hype yourself up mentally and still feel small physically. So here is where we begin. You regulate before you act. Most people try to be confident while their nervous system is still in survival. They push themselves like into action from a state of contraction. And of course, their voice shakes. Of course, the heart races. Of course, they feel like a fraud. You're not lacking confidence. You're acting from dysregulation. So before you do anything, and I mean anything, exhale. Drop your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Let your belly loosen just a little. And feel your breath deepen. Then act from that place. Because regulated action equals embodied confidence. Confidence is built through micro trusts. It's not built through the big achievements, not the milestones, not the dramatic breakthroughs. It is the very tiny, almost invincible moments where you show yourself, I said I would do this, and I did it. It can be as simple as you drank water when you promised, you finished the thing you said you would, you kept a commitment to yourself instead of abandoning it for someone else. That is a micro trust that builds up. Every micro follow through tells your nervous system that you can trust me. I got you. And confidence grows inside that trust. And listen, you cannot outsource your self-worth and expect to feel powerful. Every time you wait for someone to validate you, your confidence leaks. Every time you scan the room for approval, your power leaves your body. Confidence comes from being self-sourced, from letting your truth calibrate you more than other people's reactions, and from living in alignment with yourself first. And finally, confidence grows through micro visibility and not giant leaps. You do not have to give a TED Talk tomorrow. You don't have to post your whole life online, and you don't have to confess your deepest truth to someone who hasn't earned it. Start small. Start by speaking your need instead of swallowing it. Share one honest thought. Take up 2% more space in a room and hold eye contact 1 second longer and say, this is what I want, without apologizing for it. Your nervous system learns safety through repetition and not through force. Just tiny exposures, tiny openings, tiny acts of self-honoring. That is how it rewires. And before you know it, confidence stops being something you try to perform, and it becomes the person you naturally are when you feel safe inside your own body. Let me bring us back to the beginning, back to the truth underneath everything we have been talking about today. Confidence is not who you become. Confidence is who you are when you stop abandoning yourself. And I mean that literally. Confidence is not the voice you perform on good days. It is not the posture you fake in the mirror. It is not the persona you adopt when you are trying to impress someone. Real confidence is the absence of self-betrayal. It is what rises naturally. It is what rises naturally when you stop deserting the parts of you that feel inconvenient, that feels messy, that feels insecure or unpolished. Confidence is the unfiltered version of you that has been buried under years of being good, of being quiet, of just be easy, or don't take up too much space, or don't make people uncomfortable, don't need anything. Confidence isn't a mask. It is a homecoming. It is the moment your nervous system realizes that I don't have to perform, I don't have to chase safety outside myself. I'm safe. I'm safe to just be me. That is what confidence feels like in the body. A softening, not a tightening. An exhale, not a pose. A presence, not a performance. When you are confident, you are not louder, you are cleaner. Your energy isn't chaotic. Your voice isn't shaking with the need to be chosen. Your boundaries aren't negotiations. Your worth isn't something you audition for. Confidence is quiet because there is no battle happening inside. Confidence is steady because there is nothing to prove. Confidence is warm because it comes from self-connection, not self-defense. And confidence is freeing because the moment you stop betraying yourself, you stop leaking your power. Confidence is the most natural thing in our world when you are no longer living in survival. And the irony, you don't build it, you return to it. You clear what blocks it, you stop abandoning yourself in small ways, you stop outsourcing your worth, you stop leaving yourself when you get scared, and suddenly confidence arrives. Not as an identity, but as a frequency your body remembers. Confidence is what is left when fear is no longer driving your life. And that is the truth I want you to carry with you. You don't need to become more. You need to stop being less than who you already are. Your confidence is not hiding, it is waiting. It is waiting for the moment you decide that you are done performing survival and you are ready to step into your actual self. Let this episode be your reminder. You don't need permission to take up space. You were meant to. Thank you for being here today, and we will speak again very soon. And until then, stay aligned, stay curious, and most important of all, stay true to yourself.